Yeah, it started. Okay,
Yeah.
thanks. I'm going to share my screen. Let me know what everyone can say. Is it visible?
Yes.
Yes,
Uh,
sir. Yes.
so what screen are you seeing? Can you confirm?
A sales
Showing
page.
the home page. Showing the home page.
Home page of sales. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, so we are going to start the basics of LWC. So I hope this is your first class for starting the Lightning Web component, right?
Yes. It is the first class.
Okay, and before that, have you already covered Apex controller and other related Apex
Yes.
topics?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so you're familiar with Apex, that's good.
Yes,
And
sir.
before we start LWC, do you guys got any experience on within Salesforce developing any front end using Visual Force page or any different front end process?
No.
Not yet. Okay. And what about HTML, JavaScript, CSS?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, so you're,
Yes, I know that.
yeah, this is good because in LWC we are going to use the combination of these three. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to. Can you confirm what screen are you seeing right now?
The home page.
Still, the
Still the
home
home
page. Okay. Maybe my sharing is only for that.
Just
I will copy.
share the screen. Yeah, now.
Okay, I've done the entire screen sharing, so you must be seeing the topics what we are going to cover.
Yes.
So
yes.
introduction to LWC, we will start. What are Lightning Web components and what is their use and where it is suitable in Salesforce. The comparison with Oracle, it's actually not very much required because the Aura components were the framework which we used to design the front end, but now Lightning Web components has completely replaced it. But even now, Aura components are available to build because many components have been created and built, and it is in production use worldwide. So that's good. But we can skip this one. Benefits and advantages. So as we will learn, so the LWC will understand where is the benefits and what are its advantages. LWC, how LWC will be exposed to Salesforce in different pages. So we have home page, we have record pages, we have communities. So how are we going to expose it? So those things also we will see. So before we start learning about LWC, so there are some prerequisites. Okay. So like for accessing the Salesforce, or what is the prerequisite? We just need a browser and internet, and then you use your credential, and then you will log in and access the application. So that is for accessing your Salesforce. But when you want to build, and actually you have to write the code for building the LWC, then there are some tools that you require. That is called prerequisite. And some knowledges, like I was asking about the JavaScript and HTML that you guys are already familiar with. Salesforce DX and VS Code. So have you already heard and done about this one? Because you have done the efforts. I believe you are already familiar and have done this.
Now we have done the Apex using developer first.
Okay, you haven't done the VS Code ID.
No.
Have you heard about the VS Code ID?
Yes.
Or is it
Yes, we
Yes,
work on
yes,
VS
yes,
Code.
yes.
We
Yes,
are
sir,
actually
yes.
all developers.
okay, so see, this is a VS code. This is the ID, and we require this one in order to write the Lightning Web Components. Okay. Apex classes can be written directly from developer console. However, that is not recommended. You should, because you are just beginning your journey with Salesforce and development particularly. So you should start with using the VS Code, and you should also set up the Salesforce DX. So what is Salesforce DX? It is actually an extension which will allow you to connect your Salesforce org with your VS Code and then retrieve and deploy your components like LWC, Apex classes. Okay. So you see, this is one of the Apex classes. I can write here, I can simply deploy. So these are the SFDX commands that I can use. Sorry?
Yeah, there is an option I can see, deploy to source org.
Yeah, so there are various commands generated. So for using that, you need the SF package or extension needs to be set up. So let us search for that. How to use VS Code and SF. So there is one Trailhead module which will say you can use the Salesforce extension for Visual Studio. Okay. So once you do that, then you will be able to connect with your org. So you see, I have connected. This is my org with which I have connected, and this requires this SF extension. So you see, there after connection, I have the option to open the org directly from here. I don't need to go and enter the credentials to access my org, because I'm a developer and I need to have access of all my orgs directly from VS Code. So that is very helpful. So you should definitely try it. Okay. So first thing would be to check out this module and do the setup of this Salesforce extension pack. Okay. And see, this Salesforce extension pack, as well as this also requires the SF terminal. First is I'm just pasting this one here.
Can you share it in the WhatsApp group?
I have shared here. So
Okay.
okay. Later on I will do that, but try to copy everything from here.
Okay.
Right.
So is it accessible to everyone, this chat window?
Yes, fine.
Okay, good. Now the other tool, Salesforce CLI. Yes. You will require this Salesforce CLI in order to use these extensions. So all these SF extensions, what you are seeing, that requires Salesforce CLI. So you have to download it for, this is available for different operating systems. So you just have to change it from there. So this is nothing but you just need to install. So when you go to terminal, you can execute that command. Okay, to install the Salesforce CLI, and then you will be able to interact with the extensions, the commands like SF deployment and other. Okay, where is the window? That's the second. So the first thing would be to keep your Visual Studio connected with Salesforce CLI and then the SF extension pack, and then connect your Salesforce org. So that is the first thing which is required in order to start with Lightning Web Component. See, there are some browser extensions that will help you to make some changes in Lightning Web Component, but that is not recommended by Salesforce and not applicable for building advanced application. So that is only some third party um, developer who built that. I'm not going to walk you through on this, but because you are familiar with developer console for writing the Apex classes, uh, uh, LWC is not available via developer console. So you have to do the setup in VS Code. Okay. Now, second thing is, uh, yeah, prerequisite. Let's start with the core concept of LWC. Uh, Before I go deep into this, do you guys want to start this setup, or you are happy to do it later on?
Yeah, we'll get that.
Yeah, because this anyway will get some time, and you will also require to have Java installed in your local machine. Okay, so this will require some time to go through and do things step by step. Take help from some YouTube videos and things like that if you face any kind of challenges.
Okay.
The quickest thing that I'm going to show you right now, because you do not have it, but still you can do some little bit of hands-on. So that is using Salesforce developer documentation, where you can view the elements, how the elements and components actually work. So Salesforce developer documentation for LWC. Here also step-by-step details written in how to install the CLI, then develop from scratch, or don't have to worry. Why? A component like this. Okay, you see, this is Salesforce development platform, where the Salesforce have created a library of all the components, and they are available both in Aura as well as LWC. So don't focus on Aura. Every time if you have landed to this page which is showing you the Aura component, you will see the option of viewing as Lightning Web component. Okay. So switch to view as Lightning Web component, or from this sidebar you will see Lightning Web component, and there is this collapsible expandable section where you see Lightning. Under that, all these are Salesforce component library for LWC. So you see accordion. Okay, what is accordion. It is an expandable, collapsible section, and that will help you to actually check some FAQ. Take example, normally we have frequently asked questions in some website or sometimes on our web pages. So how can we design that? We create some expandable collapsible section. So we put the details inside that and then just a short title of what it is about. Okay. So if you want to build this kind of feature, then you can directly use accordion library for Lightning Web Component. So you see, here is the HTML part written and the JS part. See how it is working. So what I will do, I will go to my VS Code. So I hope you are seeing the VS Code right now.
Right.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, sir.
So using the SFD command, I can launch it using it because this is Mac, so I will use Command Shift P. Okay, maybe in Windows you will see Control Shift P.
Control. Yes.
So you see the options available for SFDS. Create a new project. I have already created a new project and seeing all my components, LWC, Apex, flows, everything. Inside that, and I have already connected with my org. So the next thing is I want to create a web component. Okay, so I will choose this option, Lightning Web Component. When I choose that, I have to give a name. What is the name of the component? I can say accordion, simply. And then I have to choose the directory. So always choose the default one for now. The custom directory is required when you have multiple projects repository. So when I choose this one, it means it will go to the default LWC folder. So you see, this is my project repository, Force app main default. Inside that, I have the folder for each component, for applications, for Aura, for classes, similarly for LWC. So when I use that SFDS command, it has created one accordion component because that is the name I gave it. And then you see, it has generated the HTML, it's a blank page, but it has generated the framework where I have to write the piece of code for JavaScript, the HTML. What I can do, CSS usually missing, so I can just right click and click on new file and type in the name of the component again and then .css. Okay, so this has generated the CSS. I can apply this. Now let's just copy paste this HTML from here. And the JS file. So you see, this is the template and HTML part and the JS part. In JS part, what is happening, how it actually works is Lightning Web Component always require in the JS file to import some basic libraries from Salesforce so that it can interact with the Salesforce components. Okay, so Lightning element is one of the components which is needed to be imported here. Similarly, when in future we will use some more decorators like wire or drag or API, that time you need to import them as well. Okay. Now this is the, see, the JS piece, it's actually like object-oriented JavaScript. So object-oriented JavaScript means it will be written in the form of a class structure. So that is the name of the class, Lightning example, accordion basics, which was generated by here. Okay, one second. I should use the default, this one I should use. I copy pasted the whole thing. I should not.
Last should be accordion, right?
Yeah. So this one was generated when I given the name accordion by the SFDS command itself. So inside that, I have defined one function that is called handle set active section C. What does it mean? Just reload this page once. I'll show you. Okay, so here it has defined this entire HTML part, how it actually works, the lightning accordion. So first you have the tag for in closing one and sorry, opening and closing of the lightning accordion. Then inside that you will see multiple section. So lightning accordion section is there. And then inside the accordion section, you can define multiple HTML attributes. So one is the lightning button menu. What it means, when I go here, you see the content is displayed inside. Then similarly in the B, you have this content. In the C, you have this content. Okay, let's deploy this first and see how it works. Then we will come into the detail of all these functions and everything. So we can deploy this source to prod. Okay. Once we deploy it, then we can review it in our org, but it will not be visible to any of the page until I modify the meta file to
It's
expose it.
exposed to.
That's correct. So first thing is you have to expose it as true. But then you also have to define what are the target place where you want to define. So you see these targets. In the target, you have master level and description. You should use it so that when we search in the component library in your org, we can use this name. It will also show you the description, a small description, which will explain what this component is about. And then for now, it will be visible to Lightning homepage, app page, and record page. Right now, we don't require, so we can just remove it. Now save it and then deploy. Okay, it has failed. Okay, the CSS is empty. For now, I'm just deleting the CSS I was showing you. So see, if I want to apply some CSS, so I need to write the class files and then I can use those and define here. Okay, the basic operation of CSS which works. So, and one thing, it doesn't matter if you are checking any of one file here, and if you try to deploy, Salesforce will always deploy the entire bundle. Okay.
Okay.
Target no base file for marker. The naming was no base. Oh, okay. See what happens. This test folder is also being generated. I think this is the one giving here. You don't need that. Still, I'm getting unhandled XML element target. Target like
I think it's caused error due to this descriptions and master level. Maybe.
1 second. I'm getting one. Sorry, something is not. Let me just copy this one for maybe some syntax errors. Hmm. I will change the name of my custom accordion. Sorry, it's not.
Deployed.
It's not. JS has some issue. Okay, that is okay. I might have missed some syntax right on there. Export. Master level is unable. Okay, it was not accepting the master level. No, master level is anyway. For now, it's done. So you see, Lightning homepage, app page, and record page, three places we can save. Okay, now how would you expose it? So I will go to my Salesforce or click on edit page because there is no master level for now.
Yes, yes, yes.
So you can directly search by this name accordion. Right? Master level. I don't know why is it giving that. Anyway, here I it's working. This one. I don't know what was the issue with it, but anyway, we'll check it later. So here you see accordion. That's
Custom.
my custom component. Yes, that one is standard. We are not checking it. So just drop it, save it. This is my home page, and I should be able to see. Sometimes it is not visible immediately, so that you have to clear the cache. Okay, so you see, I can click on each title and expand it. Okay, and it's Salesforce accordion property to close others by default. So when I click on the C, the rest of the two will get expanded, sorry, closed automatically. Now, if if I click on this button, you will see this button will always expand the title C. That is the function which was written. You see, this is the button here. Okay, and the button on click handle active section C. And what it does, call this function. And this function, what it does, it will query the template using this function. This.template will actually pick up the template means this entire send library here. And then from there, it will use the query selector and then example accordion. So
Right.
that is actually a class. Okay. So it will get this one example accordion, and inside that, it will go for active section name. And it says C. Now, suppose I want to open the B. So I will change it to B. And here just change the level to B and then deploy. There's one thing, because LWC it's a UI based framework and it uses CAS so that it has better fast running and it with improvement about your UI accessibility. So sometimes even if you reload the page, you will notice that the functionality you have deployed is not working. That happens because of the caching. Sometimes you have to clear the cache. Okay. Now when let's say I'm on title A expanded, I click on this open section B. So you see it is opening the title B. Okay. So this is one very basic example of accordion, which is using only the front end, and there is no interaction with the back end right now. So just try to understand how the elements are working. And in order to do that, go to this library and you will see a list of library accordion section also we have studied. Inside that you will see there are multiple options like accordion with conditional section or multiple open section. So if I select this multiple open section, what it will do, it has multiple sections open at a time. Right now, in this scenario, only one can be active and the rest will be closed. Okay. But if you want a situation where you want to keep open all of them or couple of them, more than one, then you can choose this one. So this is very good way of, just give me a moment. Someone is now. Okay, so I'm giving you this one as well. Keep this one and navigate to multiple library and the elements. Try to understand how it works. Alert, then avatar, badge. Some of them you will not be able to use directly from here because that requires some API dependency. Okay, but still many of them you will see that you can directly make some changes. Okay, so here, for example, alpha, beta, gamma, inverse, and light test. I can directly make changes here. Let's say that. Okay, you see, it has created one more button, not a button actually, but kind of badge. So when you will start the Lightning Web components, first you need to get familiar with all the elements. What kind of elements LWC give you option to build. You don't need to write the HTML from the scratch. However, LWC support that. I can write basic HTML directly here and it will run. But there are many pre-built libraries available, and first we should use them. If there will be a situation where we require highly customized thing, then we go for the other HTML attributes, other HTML elements. But you will see lots of options available here. Okay. Any questions so far, or you guys want to take a short break just to understand and take things?
Oh, we understand that.
Okay. So far what we have learned, I'm just trying to go back and try to cover these things. So prerequisite, we have already explained what you need to do. First, you need to set up your Salesforce VX, you need to install the Salesforce CLI. And then in the VS Code, you have to download this extension. And for that, you can follow the Trailhead module. The Trailhead module, I think, yeah, it's already there, the first one. First, you install using this, the CLI. And then you have the VS Code. With VS Code, you will go to the extension part and search for this VX. Then you will see the extension is available, and then you can use it from here. Then the third one is go to this library. Open the library and start with the basics. You don't have to directly start with the accordion. You can check the buttons. Okay. The buttons are very simple. How to generate a button, and then from the button, how you can invoke an action. So button with there are different options. You want to keep it disabled, or you want to expose it as drop-down menu. And from here, you will see Lightning. The button will appear as a menu here. Okay. Here, there is no action defined. So let's see for this basic buttons. Yeah, button, button with actions. So this one. You see, this is the button here, hide content. And when I click on this button, what it will do, it will call this function handle toggle click.
Oh.
What it does, handle toggle click, it will come and do the same with template.query select and find out the particular tag using the class. And then it will use the toggle function and apply the class SLS hidden. So you see, this is the content here. If I click on this, it's the class SLDS hidden has been applied and it has been removed from the UI. Now I click again, reveal content. It will display the content inside that class. Okay. So from here also you can do many things, but you cannot interact with the backend. So there is a way of using Apex controller from your LWC, and then from the Apex controller you can interact with your objects. You can pull data, you can search data, you can do multiple operations.
Oh.
Okay, so LWC is very rich in terms of development environment, and it provides enormous amount of development capabilities. So there will be many situations where we require to build custom screens with custom behaviors, which is not available directly by Salesforce standard record pages. So for example, I have this component here, you see this search account. So if I type in some keyword, so based on typing, you see this on change event is getting fired. And it is pulling the data from the account object. So how it is doing? It is interacting to the database and objects through an Apex controller. Okay. So if I want to see, I have written this a long time ago. I don't remember the name of this component. So what I can do, I can just click on this and check what is the name. Search account LWC. Okay. Let's go to this one. Yes, search account LWC. See, this is the component here. I'm using a lightning card. Inside the lightning card, I have one input type of search. Okay. So this is the search input field. And then there is an on change, like I said. So whenever I enter some keyword, so on change event will fire. and this this function will get called. So this is written here, handle on change. Okay, event. And what it will do, whatever I'm entering, so that will come in the event.target.value, because that value is coming through the fire of event. And then search key. Search key is a variable. So the variable has to be initialized with this value. And then I'm using one wire method. Inside the wire method, what I'm doing, I'm calling this get accounts function and passing the search key value in this variable, which is str account name. And whatever output will come, that output will be stored in a variable called accounts1. That is just the name of the variable where the list of accounts will get stored. Okay. Now, see, in the previous LWC, we were importing only lightning in it. You remember I told you some decorators like wire, track. So track is one decorator, which what it actually does, it is actually a reactive decorator. So whatever data is getting set in the HTML, because I'm entering the keyword in the UI, so the data is getting set in the HTML. So because of that track decorator, it will automatically set the same data in the JS through this event. Okay, and it will always keep the HTML and JS both in sync. So here by default, if I just keep it let's see what happens. Okay, leave it. Okay, yeah, the Apex class I was talking about, how to interact with. So this is account service. There is one class, you see. So you need to import that particular function also. In LWC, you will not be able to directly interact with any class and its functions unless you are importing. So you see that is the way of importing. So @ Salesforce/Apex /name of the class dot name of the function. So this is account service dot get accounts. And then after importing, I have to give some name. So that is the name. Once. Hello.
Yes, sir.
हाँ बोलिए. Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I got a call. Yes. So I was saying that, yeah, this is the name of the function which we have imported. And after importing that function, we are calling it in the wire method. And then passing the variable value in what we are setting the search key. So you see that is the variable name which is here as a function parameter, str account name. And then what we are doing, we are passing that value in this query in the name like. We are using like and we are using percentage in the appending percentage, so that whatever keyword we are passing, we want to match it with the name value if it matches anywhere. So what does it mean? If I type ed, You see, I'm getting so many results because ED comes here, it comes here. So anywhere in the name, if it matches, it will give you the result. So for that, you need this percentage append. I hope you are already you have covered this SOQL and everything. You are
Yes,
already
yes.
familiar with that. So it's easy to understand. And what is this annotation aura enable? If a particular function has not been annotated with aura enabled, that cannot be imported here. Okay. So LWC will not allow any function to be imported, but aura enabled annotation. And then inside cacheable true. So the cacheable true means, like I said, it helps to improve the functionality by caching the data. So it will not always make server side call unless there is some data change happened in within the object. Okay. So and if you do not want to use caching, then you just remove this. Don't use this cacheable tool. So you see, this is one LWC where we have learned how to import an Apex class, and we have learned about the wire decorator. We have learned about the track decorator. Okay.
Okay, one question.
Yeah.
Uh, that get accounts from address Salesforce. This is the Apex class, right?
Git
Uh,
accounts is not the Apex
accounts
class.
are, no, no, Apex service. Apex service is the account class, right? Apex class,
Yes.
right?
Account
Okay.
service is the yes.
Mhm. Okay.
So this has to be imported like this. This is the key of importing. So
Mhm.
this remains fixed at that Salesforce slash Apex. Then it will be the name of the class dot name of the function. So if I have multiple functions defined here, suppose I want get contacts. Okay. And I want name str content like this. Then I can make this like this, just change the variables and the name of the form query what we are doing. Then context. So you see, this is another function which will help you to retrieve the list of contacts through this function. And yeah, this is the return type. Obviously, you know about Apex. And the static means the function has to be static in order to use it. Any function which you are using in LWC, it has to be static. Now, when I create a function like this, okay, first you have to deploy.
STRP. STRP will be there.
Sorry. Ah, oh, okay, okay. Hello.
Yes, yes. Hello.
Hi.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just showing this. So I'm getting plenty of calls on the links. So anyway, so when you define function and then you have to first deploy this. Once you deploy it, then you can you need to import the other one like this, okay, and create another wire function and then use the search key, and then you apply other handle key change if you want to show it here uh, like this. So right now the Lightning input, it is showing you the list of accounts on search. Similarly, you can build another interface to show the list of contacts. I'm just trying to show you how it works, but you should actually try to do it like the way it is happening there.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So any question about this? All good so far?
Yes.
Good, good. Okay. Now in LWC, we have LWC life cycle. That is very important. When you actually, when an LWC component is loaded on the UI, for example, when I open the home page, this LWC component is actually loaded. So when it gets loaded, there is a sequence of function calling happens. Some of them are inbuilt and some of them you can override to call additional functionalities. Okay, so for doing that, you have to understand how its life cycle works. Okay, so this is one very good example with the diagram. You see the life cycle flow, how it works. Lightning Web components have a life cycle managed by the framework. The framework creates components, insert them into the DOM, renders them. I hope you understand inserting into the DOM and then rendering means this is a browser. Inside the browser, you have the DOM, and then inside the DOM, it will insert the element, and then it will render it. Okay. So when it does all this process, so how it started? I hope my screen it's visible here. This diagram. I'm anyway going to let's share it with you. So see the constructor called on parent. There is always a constructor associated with the class which we have written here. Okay, same as in Apex. So when we have Apex class written, a constructor is also by default created. Similarly, a constructor in the LWC JS, a constructor will be created when you define this class. Okay. The constructor called on parent, then public property, then update the public property value. Then parent inserted, connected callback called on parent. Okay, so there is a function called connected callback. I'll show you. Connected callback, LWC. So sometimes what happens when this page will be loaded, okay, I want to default or initialize some attributes, or even sometimes I want to make a call to some variable values through the Apex controller and then display it on the screen. So for example, you see this is one EMI calculation calculator. So every time this component is called, you see some values are default coming. Okay, the rate is 4%, the term is 30 years, principal amount is 200,000. So how can we do this? By invoking the connected callback. So this is the connected callback function. See, like this, you define this function. This function is already given by Salesforce. So you just write your functionality inside it, and then assign it to the variable, and then that variable will be accessible to the LWC stream. Okay. So try to understand this life cycle. It is giving too much details, but just try to understand the sequences. You see the constructor, then connected callback, then rendered callback, error callback. These are the functions, and how you can learn all this. Here's a very simple example given. Lightning card, then if there is any error happening, then the error will be shown like this on the page load of your component. Okay. Sometimes what happens, some runtime error comes in your component. So Salesforce LWC will open this screen with the error message.
Oh,
Okay. So you should go through this. This is very important. Okay, so we have learned about connected callback, HTML templates. I think it will be too much to cover everything in one session. So
right.
HTML templates, JavaScript fundamentals, we have covered a couple of them like connected callback. I was explaining. CSS we can do later on. But the most helpful way of learning and quickly is this component library. You should check one by one, and in order to learn it in a better way, what you should do, you just try to understand the code from here, copy it, and create the LWC right in your VS Code, and then deploy it. And then try to understand how you can make changes. So I can give you some some assignments. So how many of you? 4 of you, right? So I'm
Yes.
giving some assignment right here. Just copy it. Save, um, create account and contact associated with it when we submit the LWC form. Okay, so the LWC form, it will have the input elements. So for account and for contact, it will have input elements, and when customers submit, it will create an account and associate the contact under that account. That is for you, Devander. Okay. Save the show the list of account, and each account should show list of opportunity list in the accordion. So the name of the account will be shown in the accordion section, and when you expand it, the list of opportunities should be shown.
Okay. Sure.
Okay. And there should be a search option. So the search input will help me to filter the list of accordion values.
Okay.
Now the entire list of accordion. Okay, so let's say there are 5 accounts. So if I search on using some keyword, so it should show the matching accounts, and then the matching accounts inside that you will have the opportunities.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. This is uh, hmm, just thinking. Yeah, create this calculator. This is a good. This kind of calculator you try to create, and it will do a calculation of monthly payment. So principal amount is this, and I'm taking a loan for 30 years. Okay, for 35 years, and what should be the rate of interest based on that it should calculate. Give me a moment. Okay, EMI calculator. Okay, Rishikesh, you understand this one?
Yes, sir.
Hmm. Was the last Anirudh? Okay. Let me search. Yeah, pagination. So the list of accounts in a table format. So 5 accounts at a time and use pagination to, to other lists. Anuj, you uh, understand the assignment here, right? In a table format, you have to show the list of accounts, and then you have to use pagination. So 5 accounts at a time. Then when I click on next, the other 5, and then click on next, the other 5 like this. So there should be next and previous, and you have to show the list of accounts in a table form. Okay. Hello.
Yes, actually, his mic is not working. His mic is.
Okay. I hope you understand. So you
Yes, sir.
can
Yes.
type in your query. Okay. So I think this is all for today. Let's come back with your assignments, and we will go into the detail of whatever is left. Okay. The things left here is like events, which are very helpful things to communicate between parent-child components. Then we have what do you say? Lightning data table. Some of the libraries which we will go into the detail. One of its Lightning data table. Okay. Then file uploader, the modal body, this kind of thing we will learn later on. Some integrations and things like that. Okay. And CSS, of course. We haven't covered anything related to CSS, but I showed you how we can create a file, and then we haven't done any CSS styling. But I mean, that is not a big thing. You'll understand it. Okay, so
Sir.
I'm going to stop the recording.